Jean Chic, and if you follow my channel or you've looked on my channel, you'll see I have a playlist called DIY Fashion. And I have a playlist called Mandy Jean Chic DIY Fashion, and then I have a playlist called DIY Fashion. And on those playlists, the DIY Fashion is one where other fashion videos that I've watched that are actually craft projects, if I like them, I will favorite them to that playlist. So check that out because I have some really cool DIY fashion projects in there. Secondly, the other channel, the Mandy Jean Chic DIY Fashion, is my projects. And I filmed a clutch tutorial this week, so I wanted to share with you the actual video and what the end result was. This was the end result. Remember the gray clutch that I purchased at Hobby Lobby on my last Hobby Lobby haul? Boy, that made me turn blue. Hold on, wait for me to get back from alien mode. There we go, now I look human. So I wanted to jazz it up, and I will show you in kind of a fast forward tutorial of how I made this and some other ideas too. I really like the idea of color blocking because you can see this side is gray, this side is yellow, but I wanted to add a little bit of cool detail to the bottom, so I actually added fringe to the bottom just for some movement and some coolness, I guess. But I didn't like how the fringe looked on the top, so I ended up adding this trim here, which you can see is just color. And I will show you in my tutorial, how I made this. It's super easy. This thing took me maybe 30 minutes to make, and that was with me doing a slight intro of things you can do with this clutch. I absolutely love this clutch. If you would like to see how I made this DIY clutch, go ahead and watch the tutorial, and if you have any questions, leave me a comment and I will gladly answer them as best as I can. The clutch, the first thing you'll need is you'll need one of these gray clutches from Hobby Lobby. And this one was $4.99. This is what the tag looks like. Now you can, embellish this however you want to embellish it. Laying your felt out on the front of your clutch and deciding how many cuts you actually want to make. I decided to make the least amount of cuts possible, so I lined everything up based on the edges, so the only thing I needed to cut was one side. Lay out your felt. Now I decided to overlap my top just so the top of the clutch looks seamless. I am using Mod Podge to glue down my felt. I do not recommend this because it did not work. It did not stick. I ended up wasting quite a bit of Mod Podge. So what I actually recommend doing, and you'll see it further on in this tutorial, is using the E6000 glue. That is probably the best glue for this project. So again, I don't recommend using Mod Podge, because it didn't get tacky enough to actually hold down the felt. But you want to work in sections. Whichever type of glue you decide to use, work in sections. Here I am using my E6000 glue. Now, be careful not to get this glue on your skin because it is very hard to get off. It sticks. So glue down all of your edges and your seams just to make sure that everything holds together. I reinforce the top part also. Now you want to let this sit for 24 hours to really dry. I did not. I just went right on creating this tutorial, but I do recommend leaving the fabric sitting like this to dry. To add your trim, you want to measure it out for the bottom of the clutch. Now, you do not have to add the yellow felt if you don't want to. If you just want to add the fringe, I think that would be another cute look. I just like the idea of color blocking. So I am using hot glue to glue my fringe on. I thought it would be easier and a little bit less messy than using the E6000. and push your trim into place. Be careful not to burn yourself, because if you're a crafter, how many times have you burned yourself with your craft gun? I have a lot. So keep pushing it down, measure out your second row. I mean, the possibilities with these clutches are endless on what you can do with them to decorate them. I mean, I probably have 3 or 4 that I've just done different things with. I kind of like the look of the gray, yellow, and brown fringe. So just lay it out and then hot glue that however close you want it to your bottom fringe. Always start at the bottom of the clutch. And continue gluing. Pressing it down to make sure you get a good bond or a good seal is always the best thing to do. And then add your third row. Remember, measure twice, cut once. Or 3 times in my opinion. You can never be too safe. And glue your last row down. Now I wanted to finish off the top edge of my fringe, so I'm just adding this piece of trim. I also thought that it brought in the yellow, brown, and gray color just a little bit more. So measure that out. Again, this is optional. I mean, you can decorate these so many different ways. They are just so much fun. But measure that out, and then I just hot glued mine in place. If you're gluing a threaded trim, be very, very, very careful because you will burn your fingertips. So when you're pushing it down, I mean, push it down. You need to push it down to get the glue to hold, but just be very careful because it will be hot. And I just added a little bit of glue so that way the thread will not fray when I cut it. And it dries clear, so I mean you don't even see it. But I think it helps just to give the sides a little bit more of a finished look. Snip the ends. Oops. Re-glue. Yeah, my fingers were like hurting by the time I got to this part, so I didn't want to push very hard. Check to make sure everything is secured. Keep securing your clutch. And that is the end result. That is my Hobby Lobby clutch. Altogether, I think this project ended up costing me less than $6 because I stock up on supplies when they are on clearance, or on sale, I should say. So again, for $6, I just made this really cute clutch that took maybe 30 minutes to make. And I really like it. I'm in love with it. If you enjoyed my DIY project on how to make this DIY clutch, please go ahead and give my video a like. If you have filmed any DIY projects for fashion, please leave me video responses because or links to your blog, because I love to check out DIY fashion. It's probably like one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube, so please leave me your links and I will gladly check them out. But as always, if you liked my video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!